computer is a little slow this morning, but welcome, 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 welcome to spring 2024, which just freaks me out just a little bit. But all right, each year is a new opportunity for great things. And I am one of those people who believes that every day should be an opportunity for learning something new. So let's see what I can do to make that real for you guys. This term in this course, we're going to talk about billing and reimbursement, which is, of course, the healthcare version of show me the money. Yeah. Okay. Which is very important because a lot of people think of us in the HIM department as, oh, medical records. And you all look too young to remember, but I remember the days when medical records was in the basement of the hospital. And the woman in charge was always that stereotypical librarian with the hair in a bun, the whole thing. But we ain't that anymore. We're now up at the executive level. And the point is it is us that has our hands on the revenue stream. When we do our jobs well, the hospital has the money it has earned to do more, to take care of our patients, maybe give us a raise a little bit, But the fact is that's it. When we do our job poorly, the hospital or the doctor's office or the clinic, wherever we're working, does not get the money they deserve, the money that they earned. Forget about deserve. The money that they actually earned. And that would be like each of you accepting half of your paycheck, the paycheck that you agreed when you took on the job. We're only going to give you half of that. So it's not good, it's not proper, and it's not fair. And so therefore, what you're going to learn in this class has great importance because I honestly have never found a doctor, a physician group. Nobody has ever said, I make so much money. It's just embarrassing. I've never heard them say that. What I hear them say is third-party payers don't want me to earn a decent living. Okay. When we do our jobs right, they get what they earned. So let's first talk about this class. We got a little, because I want to make sure that you get started off on the right foot. And so you need to know you have only 2 absences permitted. Now you may say, well, this is an online course, which is literally 24/7. So what's an absence? An absence is you go 7 days without submitting any graded work. Now you don't want to do that because first of all, you're not learning. Second of all, you're not contributing to your final grade other than a big old 0, which has, that like a lead balloon. Okay. So what you want to do is not be absent at all. You want to get all your work done because your grade is the measure of your learning. And just so that you know, your third absence, the third week that you go, not necessarily consecutive, but your third time that you go an entire week without submitting any graded work, you are going to be withdrawn from the class. You will be forcibly removed. Well, not forcibly because it's online. It's just a matter of a clicking thing, but that's the rules. So we don't want to do that, right? We don't want to negate all that you have accomplished so far. And more importantly, this is really important. And I just want to add that not only is learning this information about billing and reimbursement important to your career, because it's a tremendous asset to be the one in charge of the money and make sure that you're getting your facility optimal reimbursement. But there's another side to it, which I experience pretty regularly, which is, regardless of how we eat and do and exercise, we all become a patient at some point. And when you're a patient at some point, you're going to get a claim form submitted. You're going to get an explanation of benefits that may say, guess what? You owe $4,000. Okay. A friend of mine just called me. She was told that if she has this test, it's a a special CT scan, her copay is $8,000 and she has insurance. Uh-huh. Okay. So whether it's $50, $20, or $50 or $8,000 as your copay, what you're going to learn in this course is how to work with the insurance company, the third-party payer, to make sure that everything has been coded correctly, that this is accurate. And you are going to have that ability, which is unique to all the millions of other people that just get a bill and pay it because they think they have no choice. I don't know if you know this, but personal bankruptcy for medical bills is the #1 reason why individuals file bankruptcy. And you know what makes me furious is the fact that research shows more than 60% of the time it was the coder's fault or the biller's fault. Okay, so the fact that you know the secret behind the curtain and the fact that you can not only make sure it doesn't happen to the patients at your facility, you can also help yourself and anybody you love in knowing what questions to ask and how to talk to the third-party payers about fixing this, okay? So I'm just saying, this is really always. Okay, so for the course, you get one redo, any graded assignment. It's a homework testing. Any graded assignment, not the final exam. So don't even. But any graded assignment, starting with, week 1. If you, oops, I forgot, I skipped over that, which you really should not do, but anyway, it happens. Or I did that homework or I took that quiz and I really don't like my grade. I want to try again. Okay. Once, only one. And it's one assignment, not 1 week's worth of assignments. Just let's save that argument. Okay. Which I have had email, but anyway. All right. Piece of cake each and every week. The week starts Tuesday morning. In this case, the week started Wednesday morning, but what are rules if not broken, right? And to follow that up, because this coming Monday is Martin Luther King Day, week 1 assignments deadline is Tuesday, June 16th, because as I said, but you know what? That works out okay because you didn't start till Wednesday morning. So you missed a day out of the 7. So we got to tack it on at the end. But that's not happening again for the rest of the term. So don't get used to it. Also, I want to point out that all of your assignments, everything is right there it's right there in the course. You have access to it all. So I want you to right now plan out your weeks. Yes, you have 7 days and 24 hours a day to get your assignments completed and submitted. But I'm going to tell you that if you wait until Monday night at 11:58 to do your work and submit it, something's going to happen. And you already know something's going to happen. And first of all, and you don't do your best work at the very last minute pushed up against the deadline. So let's make believe like adulting is not as hard as it really is and plan out our weeks and get all the work done and actually learn this stuff, because then when you get on the job, you're going to be so phenomenal. They're going to promote you. They're going to give you raises like you can't believe, and it's going to be fantastic. Okay. So it all starts here. All right. use Chrome as your browser to get into D2L and to access Connect. Chrome makes it happy. And I'm sure that you all have experienced what happens to our lives when technology is not happy. Somehow technology is not happy, and our stress and frustration level goes. So let's not go there on purpose. All right. And just so that you know, I'm sure that you already know, but you need to, your final grade must be 74.5% or higher for you to pass this class. If it's a 74.2, you're going to come and do this again. How exciting, right? No, do it right the first time. Okay. And plus you have me. I mean, what could be better? So just so that you know, again, when you come into D2L, you click on content in the menu across the top, and that's going to give you start here, which you should start here because there's lots of stuff to do. But then pairing to connect, because all of your reading, your ebook, your reading and your learning and your assignments, which are for you to prove how much you've learned, are all up there in Connect. Okay. You've done this before, I think. So a piece of cake. All right. Also, what I want to point out to you, very, very important in the week one, these are all of your week one graded assignments. Okay. But at the very top, you see that student information form. That is, and it says quiz, but it's quizzing you on things like, what is your name? What is your address? What is your phone number? So I don't think it should be too much stress. I think you all should go right now and complete it and submit it, but it must be submitted by January 16th, next Tuesday. All right. And if you don't, there will be 5 points taken off of every one of your graded assignments starting January 17th until you complete the form. That doesn't sound like a good way to spend your collateral on your final grade. I'm just saying, actually, it's the bad word. You know, the bad word, stupid. It's stupid. So as soon as you can after we're done, you're going to go in, you're going to go to the student information form, you're going to click on it. It's set up as a quiz so you can enter your information right there. You don't have to download it and handwrite it and upload it and no, piece of cake. Then you'll submit it. I will see it and all the world will be happy and joyous. Well, all the world that's in the ivory tower at CCTC, but we want to make them happy as well, right? All right. Also, and you will see this each week, I want you to make sure that you use this as your checklist for what you need to do each week. And one of the things I want to highlight is the second thing on this list, connect and smart book orientation. Now, I know you're smart and I know many of you, if not all of you, have used Connect before and you're going, yeah, I already know that. But it's graded, which means there are points that will feed into your final grade, which you might not care about today on Friday, January 12th, but I'm pretty sure you're going to care about it at the end of April, right before I have to submit final grades on May 1st. And then I don't want you to have to go to the trouble of emailing me on April 25th and go, Dr. Sabian, I need more points. Can I redo? No, you had your one redo already. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm not going to pass the class. Well, then I'm going to say, go back and look at the recording, which this is being recorded, where I told you to make sure you did the orientation because that was the points you needed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So not only that, but you are here in the health information management program working toward your certificate and certifications, which are two different things. And I want you to know that being diligent, being careful about taking one thing at a time and using that checklist, making sure that you are covering everything, is a habit that will do your career well, because this is what we do. Okay. I would say I have OCD just a little bit, not diagnosed or anything, but it is one of the best characteristics I have that have made me successful in this job, in this career, because I am annoyingly meticulous. Okay. And if you want to know about the annoyingly, you'll find out if your answers to a quiz are like almost right. No. Okay. No, we don't do almost. We're in healthcare. We deal with life and death. We literally deal with life and death. And if you think, because what are you talking about? We're not on the clinical side. We're not operating on anybody or giving them the wrong medication. Okay, let me share with you what happens to a patient who needs the third-party payer to pay for their procedure because they don't afford it on their own. And because of mistakes we made in the health information management department, whether it's the coding process or the billing process, the claim gets denied. The patient does not get the procedure they need, and that's all on you. So don't think that we skate away because we're not on the clinical side. We don't have responsibilities toward patient health and well-being, because we do. And if none of you have ever had money problems where it has interfered with the quality of your life, and I really hope to God you never do, but trust me, and that, remember, I told you that when we first started this, we're all about the money. We are the revenue stream, okay? And it affects every single patient that comes anywhere near our facility, okay? So be meticulous, go 1, 2, 3. And some of you may have seen that I sent you an email earlier this week because you started doing assignments and skipped right over that Connect and SmartBook orientation. I'm watching you people. But that's only because I'm your coach and I want you to succeed. And when you succeed, you make me look good. I like that. Okay, so we're going to go with that. All right. Okay. This also is a please, please, please do this today or at least this weekend. I want you to create a contingency plan, because you're all old enough to know that when something can go wrong, it will. And if it can go wrong when you're 5 minutes away from the due date to submit an assignment, that is when a storm will come through and knock out your internet. I promise that. Or maybe all your power. Or maybe if we go back to the other thing, maybe money's a little tight and oops, somehow you forgot to pay your internet bill. I don't know. You know what? We're all human beings. We're all adults. It happens. It happens. What I want you to do is be prepared what to do in case it happens. Okay. So if you lose power or internet service, just make a list of family, friends, neighbors to whom you could go and say, do you mind if I just bring my laptop over and share your Wi-Fi just so I can get this assignment done? Okay. Until everything is all right. And earlier this week, we had this big storm come through, right? So, I'm not making this up. Plus, I live in Florida. I can't imagine existing without a hurricane kit. Okay. So, this is your success in school kit. All right. Local public library. They have computers where you can go and use that to get your assignments done. All right. But you are limited to the hours that they're open, because if you try to go when they're closed and you break in, that could be a felony. We're not into that. And besides which, this is not healthcare law and ethics, which that would be against the law and no ethics right there. Okay, but now one of my favorite, if you have a laptop or an iPad, tablet, local restaurants. I have yet to walk into a restaurant that does not have a sign up free Wi-Fi. Here's the password. Okay. So McDonald's, Wendy's, Panera, they're all really good. You can go buy a cup of coffee or a soda. I mean, it's not like it's going to cost you $50 for dinner. You need to go sit in a corner and get your work done using their Wi-Fi. But I want you to know, where is the closest one? Okay. All right. Now, okay, what if you have power and you have internet, but your computer decides, I don't feel like doing this computing stuff anymore. I'm just gonna. All right. And trust me when I tell you, I have had this happen. Okay. So again, family, friends, neighbors, this time you're knocking on their door. Can I use your computer? And just let me, get this work done. Won't take too long. Also, you may or may not know, but I put Aaron Rent-A-Center because that's the one that I know the best. But there are other companies in your area, they rent furniture. Okay. They also now, most of them also rent laptop computers by the week. So if your computer breaks and you got to send it in to be repaired and it's going to take a week, you don't have to lose your opportunity to do your schoolwork. You can go rent a computer for a week, okay? And or if you're in the area, you can always come to the CCTC computer lab to get your work done. Now, again, but I'm going to remind you that there are hours within which again, breaking into the school, not a good thing. That felony record really doesn't look good on your resume. So find out what, and you don't have to come to the health sciences building, by the way, whichever part of CCTC is close to you. But I want you to know where that is. I want you to know what hours you can access it. And I want you to do this today. Okay. So that way, and besides which, if any of you are superstitious, which I am, if you create this list, you will never need it. If you don't, there's going to be a hurricane coming through and it's going to hit just your house. I'm not wishing this on you. This is not me. I'm an anti-jinx person. I'm telling you, create the contingency plan, write it down, and put it somewhere, and then you won't need it. And that's what I love about being superstitious. Okay. All right. Make sure now this is the ebook is already there for you in Connect. So you do not have to wait for the textbook, but I want you to know, I believe that the bookstore at CCTC also has paper books. I'm not sure, or there's a way through Connect you can order the three ring binder version for like $15 or something. Okay. And I just want to tell you that because some people are not most comfortable reading on the computer. Okay. And I happen to be one of them. Yeah, see, I happen to be one of them. I like, and especially when it comes to like assignments, I like having the book in front of me that I can read, and then I have my assignment on my screen on my computer. But I just want you to know that it is available to you, and that way you can have access to the information we're trying to teach you in the most comfortable methodology that you like. Okay. All right. Module 1, and this is, remember I said this is the exception, January 16th is a Tuesday. That's only because we honor MLK, Martin Luther King. Oh, if only we could have peace on earth, wouldn't that be something? But at least, you know, each person has to step up and do their part. All right. So again, I want you to go through, it's all right there in under content, week 1. Go through it one at a time, at a time, at a time, at a time. Okay. And that's how you will succeed. That's how the information will get stuck in your head. But this is good information that gets stuck in your head. Not like when you think of that song and then you can't think of anything else because the song is stuck in your brain. Yeah. Okay. It happens. All right. All right. Now, just to give you an overview of what this is all about, and I, of course, said it at the beginning, alluded it to it. This is all about the money, okay? And this is all about how well we do our job. And the jobs of those on our team are going to make the difference as to whether your facility, whether it's a one doctor office or whether it's a huge hospital conglomeration, we all need money to function. It's just the way it is. There's no getting around it. And we have our hands on the revenue stream. So you want to make sure that you are making sure that all of the steps are done. And yes, it starts with the pre-registration, not of you, of the patient. Okay. And I do want to say that even doctor's offices are much better now about sending patients the forms, like new patient forms. They send them to them so they can fill them out at home before they come to the doctor's office, which is very smart because they have access to that information at home and not really necessarily while they're sitting in the waiting room. And it, of course, it also makes everything move more smoothly once they get there. Okay. You want to be ensuring that their registration is complete so that you can do what's known as eligibility and verification, which is where you will log on to the website for the third-party payer and say, hey, we have this patient with this policy number or card number, and they say they have coverage with you. We need to know, we need to verify that they have current coverage, and we need to make sure that they're eligible for coverage in our specialty, in our facility, depending upon why they are here. Okay. And you all know that from your own health insurance, right? Is health insurance will cover this, but not that. You know that. Okay. So it's important that we know that way we can ensure before the patient even gets there sometimes, or even right when they're there. And I will tell you this story, and I am so, oh, it's such a good example. Okay. It was December, not this December, but a couple of Decembers ago. And I had an appointment to go see a new allergist. Okay. And my appointment was like December 15th. Okay. And I filled out all the stuff online like I was supposed to. And you'll never guess what, like the week before my appointment, I get a phone call from the HIM person at the doctor, and it's just a doctor's office, right? I mean, just a doctor's office, but what I mean, is not a big, huge hospital thing. Okay. And she calls and she says, I just want to let you know that we have you scheduled for your first appointment next week. And as an allergist, you know, the first appointment is going to include this, that, and testing, allergy scratch testing, if you've ever had allergy testing, and it's going to come to about $300. And I said, okay. And she said, well, I just want to let you know that you have not met your deductible for this year yet. So you would have to pay the whole $300 But then the year is going to end the next week, and you're going to have to start all over again with your deductible January 1st. Whereas if we move your appointment to January 15th, you'll still have to pay the same $300 for the same services, but then that's that much you will not have to pay again for the whole rest of the year. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And yes, may I please have an appointment in January instead of December? This was a woman who was not only doing her job, she was doing her job honorably. And this is exactly what, we think of ourselves as being back in our office with our computer. We don't really engage with patients. But you know what? There are parts in this process where we can really be great human beings. And isn't that part of healthcare? Isn't that part of being successful as a healthcare professional? All right, so we're not on the clinical side, but we still have a big responsibility to our patients as well as our facility because we have our hands on the money. And when we do our jobs well, the money comes through. There's money for our raises and additional benefits, as well as a new x-ray machine or whatever it might be. Okay. We do our job poorly. And yeah, there's a good chance it could take the facility a long time to figure that out. So you still get to keep working. You're not fired yet. But meanwhile, think about all the patients that you're screwing over because you didn't do your job right and they had to go pay out of pocket when they shouldn't have had to pay out of pocket because they don't know what questions to ask. And then think about the facility when you say, oh, look, I've been working here for a year, time for my raise. And they go, we would love to give you a raise, but we don't have the money to give you a raise. Or to upgrade your desktop computer, or to send you to that conference so you can learn more. It's all us. So, and you're not alone here because I am in this course every day, 7 days a week, rain or shine. Even on Martin Luther King Day, I am going to check in. But my point is that if you have a question, if you're like, I'm reading this and it's not, you remember Ms. Johnson? This is Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson, I'm just talking to my peeps here in HIM130. So I will call you back just in a bit, okay? Bye. She's always checking up on me, which is good. It's okay. All right. So the point is I'm going to check up on you too. But I want you to check in with me. I want you to tell me, I'm reading this and I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Or why is this wrong and not that? I don't understand. Whatever it is, I don't care. I want you to ask me. I promise you I will respond within 24 hours. Okay. And if I don't, check the email address. I think they finally corrected my email address under class list. Okay. But if it's the wrong email address, your email is going to the third ring of Saturn and I will never see it. So I need you to make sure that you have the right email address. I will answer you within 24 hours. I like that because then you can print out my answer and use it to help you study. Or sometimes you don't exactly know what to ask. Sometimes you're just like confused. So we can set up an appointment to speak on the phone, do a one-on-one Zoom. We can do FaceTime if you're an Apple person. But whatever it is, I really am on your side. I really want to help you succeed. And remember what I said before, the more successful you are, the better I look. Always look at the motivation. All right. Okay. Any questions? Thanks for joining me today. This is recorded, so I will be posting the recording into the course in just a short time. And then from now on, just remember every day, day in, day out, I am here to help you. Okay?
So quick question.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm just looking, so I don't see the student info form loaded in this class anywhere.
You looked
I
in
saw
week
it in
one
some other classes, but I don't see it in 130.
and you looked in week one. It's
Yeah.
not there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, you know what? As soon as we finish, I'm going to call Ms. Johnson and ask her about that. Okay,
Yeah.
so if it doesn't show up, then don't worry about it. It might mean that only like the prerequisite or the entry level classes, maybe, I don't know, but I will check on that and just check back online in the next day or two. And if it doesn't magically appear, then I will send out an email to all of you and let you know one way or the other. That's better. Okay. Yes,
Okay.
Will you do weekly videos?
Crystal.
Um,
Now,
can you hear me?
now I can.
Okay. Will you do weekly videos?
Not normally,
Okay.
but I will tell you this is if you have a topic that you'd like me to pontificate about, I'd be happy to do that. Just email me.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
My pleasure. As you can tell, I kind of like this, but I kind of like it when you guys show up, you know. I mean, my dogs are the most best educated in health information management because there are a lot of times I would do these and they were the only ones listening. Now they don't listen. They go, "Ugh, I already know that." Okay. All right. That's great. Yes, all you have to do is I will do videos on request. How's that? Okay. Anything else? All right. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the classroom. Bye.